talk and no action.
Questions and comments. The honourable member for Courtenay-Alberni.
Mr. Speaker, first I want to thank my colleague from Nanaimo, Ladysmith, for being a fierce defender of coastal British Columbia, for her work on abandoned vessels, on standing up for a pristine, clean environment. She truly understands the significant importance of clean oceans for a healthy marine economy and our way of life, Mr. Speaker. I commend her. Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister, when he talked about this bill, and we do support this bill, even though you could drive a supertanker through it, there's so many holes in it. Mr. Speaker, quote, the Prime Minister said when he talked about putting a ban in place on the North Coast, he put crude oil supertankers just have no place on BC's North Coast, end quote. Mr. Speaker, he cited a number of reasons around the environment and the need to protect our coast. But, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to ask my colleague how she feels, because it seems that the Prime Minister's words don't seem to apply to the South Coast when they're looking at Kinder Morgan and increasing supertanker traffic sevenfold.
The honourable member for Nanaimo, Ladysmith.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Absolutely, I stand with coastal leaders up and down BC's coast in my firm opposition to the Kinder Morgan pipeline. It's all downside, no upside for British Columbia. 50 jobs, permanent jobs, are what are promised by Kinder Morgan, and there are tens of thousands of BC jobs right now, let alone the great value of the ecology. There's some. It's irresponsible of this government. I've been writing letters to the federal transport minister, both the Conservative government, urging them to put in place geographic response plans. Washington State has 19 of them. These are micro plans that identify where is the migratory bird habitat. If a spill happens when the tide is rising or when the current is running this way, what's the most important thing to boom first? These are minutely tuned to local ecology and local human uses, and this government still has put none in place. How could they have approved the Kinder Morgan pipeline without regulating the safety net? It's another example of the government being all talk and no action on marine protection.